Welcome everyone to Finds of Yesterday. I'm Lynn, and today we're talking about HAR jewelry, and specifically a bracelet that I have that I need your help with. I'm trying to determine if it is HAR or not. So a little bit about the company. HAR jewelry was generally dated to the late 1940s to 1950s, based off of the construction and the design of pieces. Now, you might see that the company existed in later dates, like from 1955 and ended in 1968 when the husband died. But this refers to the related business entities of Hargo or Hargo Creations, not typically the classic HAR jewelry collectors recognize. So the construction on this bracelet will tell you what the date is. Let's take a look at it. I've been analyzing this bracelet for a while now and trying to determine if it's HAR. It is unsigned, but it gives me the vibes of HAR. So let's break it down and see what you think. I need your opinion. So let's take a look at some of the characteristics of HAR. They have heavy architectural castings, and they have deep set glass cabochons, usually glass, not acrylic. They did use higher end glass pieces in their jewelry, and they used hinged panel construction and mid-century design because it was all from about the 40s to the 60s mostly. It wasn't delicate, it was bold, heavy, and unapologetic. So why does this bracelet look like HAR to me? Because it follows them guidelines. It has heavy architectural castings. As you'll see on the left, the hinges are heavy and just bold. And the panels are all the same castings. So they reused the mold multiple times and just hinged pieces together. The cabochon depth, you'll see here how it's pretty thick, and they have these recessed areas where they can inset beads or glass cabochons, that type of thing. So it falls into the them right categories, so that's one of the things that makes me believe it is. And also, here's an example of a HAR turtle. This one is marked on the back here, HAR. So look at the cabochons they use. These are like disc shape. You don't see these a whole lot in a lot of different designer pieces. So these disc shaped beads are repeated in mine. They're kind of flat and they're inset, as you can see on the front here. They kind of hide behind the setting of the actual casting. And the one thing I did discover is that my beads are actually acrylic, and I thought they were glass initially. I tested them. They were testing glass, but the more I looked at them, they have a seam on the edge. You can see it on the bottom pieces here. There's like a seam, and it has that like plasticky edge to it. So I believe they are just acrylic. So that's one thing that's making me think maybe it's not. But the main reason that it is not HAR, in my opinion, is because it's not signed, because I don't know for sure. It does have weight to it. My piece weighs 45 grams, which is heavy. It's 20 millimeters wide, which they did bigger, wider necklaces like that. And I thought it had glass cabochons, but it does not. So on paper, it checks quite a bit of the boxes for HAR. But there's that danger zone. This is where advanced collectors get lucky or get burned. You gotta know your stuff. How would you attribute it? How would you list this on eBay? Responsible attribution protects your reputation and your returns. So you want to make sure that you attribute your pieces correctly, or you might ruin your reputation as a knowledgeable seller. And you don't want to claim something is that it isn't. You want the customer to be happy and not have to return it. So this is how I would list it. I would put vintage panel bracelet, green bead, architectural brushed gold tone, and unmarked designer. I feel it is designer quality. It does have some gold tone wear, but it feels like the weight and quality of a designer piece. So I feel comfortable saying that, even though I can't be specific on my specific designer. So tell me what you think. I really want to know what your opinion is on this. Maybe there's some hard collectors out there that can tell me, yes, they totally believe it is, and that they did use acrylic beads, and it is a familiar one. It's not signed, that they're familiar with. And just give me your opinion on what you think. If you would, and how you would list it, if you would list it as HAR or not. So I appreciate you watching. And remember, you don't want to mess up your reputation by listing it as something it is not, because there's nothing more irritating than that to collectors that actually do know. All right, thanks again for joining me. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We're going to jump over now to take a look at this bracelet, and then we're going to look at eBay and look at different HAR products. So let's take a look at the actual bracelet. So I'm going to give you some up close looks at it and tell me what you think. It has a heavy construction. It has panels, and each one of these panels is molded and they match each other. Everyone is the same, so they did similar pressings. They have this nice linked style, and then these little deep set cabs in here I actually tested, but if you look at the edges of them, they have a little seam, and for some reason my Presidium is testing them as glass, and they're not. They're acrylic, because glass wouldn't have that little edge seam on it. And you can tell when you clink them together in certain lights, you can see that they're kind of a dull gloss, not like a glassy gloss, if that makes sense. But yeah, here's the actual bracelet. It is not signed. I'll show you the end. It's got scratches on the clasp, but it is not signed. And nowhere along it, let me pull it off here, nowhere along it has a signature. So that's what it actually looks like. It does have some weight to it. It's a really nice bracelet. It does have gold tone loss. So what do you think? Okay, so I have some pieces pulled up, and here is a Hargo clamper bracelet that you can see is very chunky. Has some AB rhinestones. It is marked HAR. I just seen it on the inside with a copyright symbol. This one I think is more possibly from the 60s. It kind of looks like. It has that chunky kind of rough. It's not like perfect. Everything's kind of like a little bit rough. I don't know how else to say it. Now, this piece is my actual bracelet. It's the same one, but I don't know if these are actually glass. They don't look the same, quite the same as on my bracelet. And it's missing one. But the construction's still the same. It's one casting, the same type of hinges. Everything looks the same, but this one is not signed. I looked at all the pieces and they are not signed. But this one has like that rough edge too on these, like they could be plastic. And they're listing it as HAR. Does it make it right for me to list mine as HAR because they do? No. Then it says rare. Maybe because it's not HAR. We don't know. We don't know that for sure. So I can't list mine as HAR. If they feel confident listing it like that, that's fine. But if these are not glass, you can see here, if these actually look a little different. These kind of look like glass, but there's a distinct seam on mine on the edges. Like this one doesn't look like it has that seam, but some of them do. So I don't know. It's really a hard one for me to determine. Let's look at another one. So this one is signed HAR. It's very clean cut, very detailed, really pretty. It looks more like from the 60s. This looks like it's copyright, nice clean HAR mark, but it looks more of a 60s style. This one is more of a rougher one, kind of like probably the 50s, but it's actually got 2 marks on it. That's interesting. It sold for $199, and it's got these nice stones. They're lava-like stones, kind of a mottled with the broke pearls in between. It's got some verdigris on it. Now this is the famous Chinaman, and it's rare, they say, but it seemed like you see more of these pieces than anything. I don't personally, but well, you see more of these online than the piece that I have. This one, see how rough cut everything is? It's just cast in a mold, and it just makes it rougher. And each little spot for the rhinestones is grooved out in the mold so that it's like inset so that the rhinestones can be glued into it. This is listed at $1,500. I'm not quite sure that they'll get that, but if they do get that, that's great. It's got some great value to it. But these are pieces you want to keep an eye out for. This says that it's signed. Vintage signed HAR bracelet. It's signed somewhere, but they don't have a picture of it. Let's take a look at some of the other pieces. So I sorted this highest to lowest, and they listed as HAR Taj Mahal bracelet, $1,250 it sold for. This one's 18 karat gold, sold for $800. 40 piece Dragon's Breath Cleopatra, $550. Let's take a look at this. That is a Dragon's Breath. You can see the fire in here and the blue, usually combination. There's a nice picture of the Dragon's Breath. That's a pretty piece. And almost looks like lucite, but that would be later. Well, it might be the 50s. They say 1959 on another one. So that's about right. So yeah, that one's a really nice one to find. Let's go back. Here's another really rough cut. The dragons are popular. Buddhas are popular with HAR. They're calling it lava stone. Oh, that's a good lava stone right there. This one's almost got like an oil slick sheen to it. $500 it sold for. It's one you want to keep an eye out for. There's the Buddhas. 230 or 295 and 300. And the genies, 1950s, $300. A lot of figural type of images. some blackamoor. Here's a genie and a Buddha. There's that set again. Faux turquoise. They did a lot of different types of stones. They used a lot of glass cabochons. I don't believe they used a lot of plastic, if at all. There's that nice bracelet, 123. Some more genie earrings, 122. So Asian smiling face. It's cute. Aurora AB rhinestone pin sold for $110. That is just a simple rhinestone brooch, but it's a HAR one. That's why it's sold for so much. You get the idea of what they kind of look like. Pretty. Here's some probably 1960s. The pretty pink cabochon. Let's go over to Ruby Lane. They have a lot of different ones too. They call that the fortune teller. Let's see if I can scoot this over a bit. Floating genie. These are all, here's the 58 and $85, $45, $50, 45, 595, 58. Here's another turtle, 123. The Buddha guys, 400. The moon, half moon, that's a pretty cool moon. A crescent moon for $35. Here's a sea creature, fish. Very eclectic, very interesting looking characters. They're all very different and unique and interesting. That's why they sell for more. There's a pretty wreath with carved watermelon, glass stones. Look at this little guy, he's cute. Clown pin. Here's a faux jade, I'm sure. Buddha, seahorse. Really nice pieces. I think you get the idea of what HAR jewelry looks like now. So hopefully this helped a little bit, and hopefully you got something out of it. And let me know if you think my bracelet is HAR. If you would you mark it HAR? Are you 100% sure it's HAR? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and I appreciate you watching. Thanks for stopping. See you on the next one.